Violent few days in Baltimore.
That's right. In just the past 24 hours, 6 people were shot in 3 different shootings. One of the victims died. 4 of those people were hurt in a single shooting along North Charles Street in North Baltimore today. Over the weekend, 4 young people ages 12 to 18 were shot. The 12-year-old victim, identified as Jalen Richards, died. And now we're hearing from one mother who says she pulled her son, who knew Jalen, out of the city to try to save his life.
People are lying to themselves, and it's very possible. I just told you my son had an Uzi. I'm not going to lie to the public. This is a crisis right now.
You know, if the East Coast were to actually finally get a much-needed enema, they'd put the damn hose smack dab in the middle of Baltimore, Maryland to get started. If you ask someone which U.S. city has taken the biggest beating from Democrat Marxist ideologies, you'll probably hear a list of Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, maybe Portland, or Austin, Memphis, Los Angeles, New York City. I can do this all day. Washington, D.C. You get the point. But little attention is hardly ever paid to Baltimore, Maryland, which one website placed as the 10th most liberal city in America. Little fun fact, a former Baltimore mayor once gave her street thugs, quote, space to destroy the city after career criminal Freddie Gray died in police custody. Oh, and by the by, the feds declined to prosecute the 6 officers who came into contact with Gray after his arrest. Not that matters, right? Baltimore, like almost every Democrat-run outhouse, is reeling from the massive crime wave kicked off by the fine folks of BLM and their sisters in arms, Antifa, in the wake of the departure of saintly George Floyd. The crime in Baltimore's Fells Point neighborhood, a formerly safe locale full of popular bars, upscale shopping, and fine restaurants, got so bad in 2021 that local businesses threatened to stop paying taxes if something wasn't done to stop the carnage. As my grandfather would say, now you're cooking with oil. Funny how brilliant ideas can come from such a corrupt and genuinely screwed up place. So like most crimes in Baltimore, car thefts are surging. They're up 95% from last year, and the city's socio-wizards know exactly why. And no, silly, it's not the criminals enabled by the leaders of Bulletmore to blame. It's the car's fault, you freaking bigot. Yes, indeed, freshly pulled from the I shit you not files, Baltimore is suing 2 car manufacturers, Kia and Hyundai, for making cars that are too easy for their wholesome and lovable tattooed-up thugs to steal. The federal lawsuit, which absolutely reeks of the she was wearing a short skirt and asking for it, Your Honor mentality, claims the 2 automakers haven't provided certain anti-theft devices found in other cars, which is the reason for the surge in car thefts, you see. So, of course, jumping on the idea of avoiding blame or any sense of responsibility, Baltimore isn't alone in their misguided blame game. Low IQ Seattle, St. Louis, and Milwaukee, all havens of criminals, are also suing the automakers for not doing more to stifle car theft rather than actually going after the criminals who steal the freaking cars. Not surprisingly at all, most of these cities voted to defund their own damn police departments. Lefty virtue signal hires are making it very, very easy to commit crimes. Shoplifting sprees are A-OK as long as the thief doesn't abscond with more than $1,000 worth of swag, for example. Meanwhile, elected apparatchiks blame everyone except themselves for their policies and the actual criminals for the madness taking place in their chamber pot towns. Local free shit Democrat voters eat the bullshit up like the good little plantation dwellers they are, as they sadly have for decades. And as always, who pays the real price for leftists, Marxists allowing crime to go unchallenged? Mostly law-abiding black folks. The very same demographic group the left pretends to support is being gutted by the Democrats' devotion to all things Marxist. I'll end with this. Female athletes are finally standing up for their right to compete against only women and not to share a locker room with a chick with a dick. The black community needs to fight back against the same Stalinists who are gutting their communities and endangering their lives, all in the name of so-called equality.
Yeah, it happened around 3:30 near Utah and Saratoga with literally hundreds of people walking around. That's when Baltimore police say a gunman opened fire, likely aiming for one victim, but those bullets hitting 5 people in total, ranging in the age from 38 to 63. That shooter, according to Commissioner Michael Harrison, pulling that trigger just feet away from a marked patrol vehicle stationed at the intersection of Saratoga and Utah. As city leaders praised the revamp of the Lexington Market area, Harrison pointing out the brazenness of this shooting that happened in the middle of the afternoon.
They are not afraid of arrest and jail, and they are not afraid of dying. And when you have people like that, they will commit very, very violent and brazen acts. Anyone who saw something, heard something, or knows someone who did see or hear something, please let us know so that we can find this shooter, hold this shooter accountable, so that we can, number one, make sure that this is not just a safe place to live, but a safe place to shop, a safe place to die.
Now, one man took himself to the hospital. The others were taken by ambulance. We were told that all their injuries were non-life threatening. Right now, Baltimore police say they have no suspect, only that the shooter ran southbound on Utah after he shot 5 people. And you may remember Thursday night, 4 people were shot also in Baltimore, and that has no suspect. For now, we're live in Baltimore. Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
Most of this came by way of PJ Media. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment down below. There's a PayPal link in the description box, so please put $1 in the bucket on the way out the door. I'd like to thank everyone for all your donations. They are much needed and they are much appreciated. Now, with all that being said, we'll see you next time.
All right. Come on, move. Move. Easy, easy.